Firefighters in Freetown have been busy on Saturday after the State House, the office of the President, went off in flames. According to authorities, the fire started late in the afternoon on the fourth floor of the West Wing and has since extended to the third floor. Firefighters were still fighting to put out the blaze until the last few hours before we came on air. The Office of National Security, the police, the Army and Guma Valley Water Company are also supporting efforts to contain the Inferno. The cause of the fire is yet to be established. The office of the President, which is located on the second floor, was so far said to be unaffected by the shouldering fire. Authorities have urged for calm. From there, President Julius Mabeakay has once again urged global leaders to prioritize urgent reform of the United Nations Security Council, emphasizing the current structure was outdated and no longer representative of the global community, particularly Africa. The President made the call at the official opening of the Antalya Diplomacy Forum in Turkey. He further advanced his call for the reform of the Security Council during a high-level presidential panel on the theme Reclaiming Diplomacy in a Fragmented World, alongside former President of Slovenia, Borut Pahor, and current President of the 79th United Nations General Assembly, Philemon Yang. President Bio described the current state of the Security Council as unacceptable and called on global leaders to move from denial to decisive action in addressing the Council's inadequacies. Also, President Bio held bilateral engagement with the President of the Republic of Kosovo, Dr. Voja Uzmani Saduri, on the sidelines of Antalya Diplomacy Forum in Turkey. The meeting focused on deepening bilateral ties and strengthening diplomatic cooperation between the two nations. It also served as a strategic opportunity for both leaders to reaffirm their mutual commitment to peace, stability, and sustainable development. Now from there, the monitoring and evaluation plays a critical role in tracking progress and informing policy decisions. However, in Sierra Leone, M&A officers are faced with immense challenges in doing their work. In response, the National Monitoring and Evaluation Agency, NAMIA, convened a validation workshop to assess and strengthen the country's evaluation capacity. The meeting was focused on the National Evaluation Capacity Assessment, the National Evaluation Capacity Development Plan, and the draft National Evaluation Guidelines. Esther Nene Kamara attended the event and now reports. We bring you that insight in our subsequent program. We apologize for that. From there, we'll move on to another one, as the Executive Secretary of the African Peer Review Mechanism has said that the new strategic roadmap 2025 to 2030 was to address challenges in democracy and local governance policy implementations. Mohamed Sheshu Sharif was speaking at the Foreign Service Academy in Freetown during the official launch of the Strengthening Community-Led Governance through Decentralization Initiative Project and the Sierra Leone Strategic Roadmap 2025 to 2030 developed by the APIM. Susanette Bassi reports.
Launched the strategic plan of APRM at this momentous time.
Presenting on the importance of the Strengthening Community-Led Governance through Decentralization Initiative, the technical consultant Dr. Handover Momo said that to make decentralization work, there was the need to finalize legal reforms. He said there was to clarify roles and mandates of the local government, build the capacity of council staff and improve overnight, foster a culture of transparency and accountability.
The transformation by embedding the power of governance into the hands of the people. It presupposes an innovative leap towards a future where every citizen is not only a guardian of democracy, but also an architect of local governance and decision-making process.
The Deputy Minister of Public Administration and Political Affairs, Honorable Philip Tondone, said the strategic document outlined the core values of the APIM Sierra Leone Secretariat. He noted it aligned with the national and continental democratic aspirations and development goals.
Local capacities initiatives will include comprehensive training programs designed to equip local leaders with the skills necessary to manage resources, mediate conflicts, and drive development initiatives that reflect community aspirations. When we empower local communities, we create a ripple effect that strengthens the entire national fabric of governance.
According to the Executive Secretary of the African Peer Review Mechanism, Mohamed Sheshu, the newly developed Envision in Governance Excellence Sierra Leone Strategic Roadmap 2025 to 2030 was a world-class document to address democratic bottlenecks.
Without a strategic document is there to guide your operations, to guide the things you do, your vision, your mission, your mandate is being tailored in the strategy. So whatsoever things so far you are going to do is going to be in line with your strategic document in pursuing your overall mandate. But that was absent. I said, no, we cannot. And remember, these processes led to the production of the very first strategic document for APRM in the history of Sierra Leone. It has never happened. This is the very first time, and I can assure you, this is a world-class strategic document.
Although the APRM Sierra Leone National Secretariat is tasked with the implementation of the empowering communities, deepening democracy, strengthening community-led governance through decentralization in Sierra Leone project founded by the GIZ, it is also focusing on the important task of popularizing the newly developed Envisioning Governance Excellence Sierra Leone Strategic Roadmap 2025 to 2030. For SLBC News, Esther Suzanette Bassi reporting.
Emphasis on private sector investment in agriculture and transform the sector into one that boosts foreign exchange and creates employment for youth. Poultry farming, for example, offers huge potential for investment, and one person who is already making strides in that area is the owner of the Western Sunrise Corporation Poultry Farm in the outskirts of Waterloo, Western Area Rural District. The 2-year farm, with its youthful employees, produces thousands of eggs every day, chipping into the demand for local poultry products. Soyi Kamara has been to the farm and compiled this report.
This is the Western Sunrise Corporation Poultry Farm at Mile 6 in the outskirts of Waterloo, Western Area Rural Districts. The farm is home to nearly 3,000 chicken layers who produced approximately 2,500 eggs every day.
They produce for now, they give you 80%.
80% of the fowls produces eggs every day, which amounts to 5 cartons. Each of the fowls produces an egg every 24 hours.
Each fall they produce 1 egg within 24 hours.
Private sector investment in agriculture is a major component of the government agenda of Feeds Alone. It aims to transform the agriculture sector into one that creates employment for youths and boosts foreign exchange. The Western Sunrise Corporation Poultry Farm is not just complementing one of government's programs of food security by chipping into the immense local demand for poultry products. It is also contributing to job creation.
So we decide for the year we border them, we land the work.
I have just sat to my was, and then I decided to come here to learn poultry. Although we are not being paid a monthly salary, there is substantial encouragement from the CEO. I am calling on fellow youth in the community to look for something useful to engage in.
I give message to all young men and say, whenever you dey na place, no fashion there, like it works there, so you get to put yourself on seriousness. So like this, big achievements for we, the young man with the grapple.
Although it's a capital-intensive venture, considering the immense tons of feed needed to keep these fowls alive and productive, founder and CEO of the Western Sunrise Corporation Poultry Farm, Mohamed Sankar, who is based in the United States, said this farm is his own way of giving back to his country.
I feel excellent, and I feel I was blessed to be one of the people that actually following the agenda of the president in terms of a feed Sierra Leone, and by me being part of this, and also not only having up the opportunity, to open a poultry farm, also giving the opportunity to hire young men in my farm to work, so that they can also earn a living to take care of their family. I think that is a privilege for me.
As a source of protein, the local demand for eggs and other poultry products is growing every year. Whilst local production appears to be on the increase, much of the chickens and eggs consumed in Sierra Leone is still being imported. It is high time local producers like Western Sunrise Corporation Poultry Farm ramped up its production. Soikama, SLBC News, Freetown.
Emmanuel High, an ICT student at the Lecompquin University of Creative Technology and founder of St. Miss Salon, has emerged as the winner of the prestigious Hult Prize National Pitch Competition held at the Institute of Public Administration and Management, IPAM, University of Sierra Leone. Esther Suzanette Bassi was there and now reports.
The competition brought together current students and graduates from various tertiary institutions across Sierra Leone, all vying for the chance to advance to the global finals of the Hult Prize, a startup accelerator for social entrepreneurship. As the national winner, Emmanuel Lahai will now represent Sierra Leone on the global stage, where he stands a chance to win $1 million in seed funding to scale his innovative solution. Lahai's startup, Send Me Sierra Leone, impressed the judges with its bold approach to bridging digital and logistical gaps in Sierra Leone's local and international delivery sector, while promoting local businesses and entrepreneurs. In addition to his Hult Prize victory, Lahai has also been selected as a semi-finalist in the Ministry of Communication, Technology and Innovation's Big Five Challenge, another significant step in his growing impact in the tech and innovation ecosystem.
And help us show that we can actually do great things together. In terms of the university, I think it will reinforce its position as an innovative technology university in Sierra Leone. So I think that's how, even in terms of the nation, this will be a very good opportunity because this is the first time Sierra Leone is representing, Sierra Leone is being represented in the Hult Prize. So by us winning, I think even as a nation, will be very good.
National Coordinator Hult Prize Sierra Leone, Sarah Monica Kamara, highlighted the importance of such initiatives in empowering young minds and fostering entrepreneurship. She said the Hult Prize was more than a competition, it's a movement that equips young people with the tools and network to transform their ideas into sustainable ventures.
A platform that brings together students to see how they can reach innovative ideas and then win a funding prize of $100. Over the years, 120 countries have been participating. The Sierra Leone has never got the opportunity.
Other participants expressed appreciation for the opportunity to pitch their ideas, noting that the experience has motivated them to refine their business models and seek future opportunities for growth and collaboration.
I could meet top leaders for mentorship. So, because this stage and the global is very different, so we have to know how to talk, how to build ourselves well, how to pitch well, how to sell our ideas so that they can buy our idea and give us the price.
As Lahai prepares for the global finals, he carries with him the hopes of a nation eager to see young innovators drive change and contribute to Sierra Leone's development on the world stage. For SLBC, Esther Suzanette Bassi reporting.
In tracking progress and informing policy decisions, however, in Sierra Leone, many officers are faced with immense challenges in doing their work. In response, the National Monitoring and Evaluation Agency NAMIA convened a validation workshop to assess and strengthen the country's evaluation capacity. The meeting was focused on the National Evaluation Capacity Assessment, the National Evaluation Capacity Development Plan, and the draft National Evaluation Guidelines. Esther Nene Kamara compiled this report.
The session focused on three main pillars: the National Evaluation Capacity Assessment, NECRA, the National Evaluation Capacity Development Plan, NECD, and the National Evaluation Guidelines. Each drew representatives from ministries, development partners, civil society organizations, and independent evaluators. The goal of the event was to validate findings from earlier consultations and assessments and to solicit final inputs to refine the country's evaluation frameworks. According to the Director General of NAMIA, Dr. James Edwin, the workshop marked a significant step toward improving evaluation systems that can better support evidence-based decision-making in governance and development. He said the proposed National Evaluation Capacity Development Plan is expected to serve as a roadmap to build and sustain evaluation capacity at all levels in the country.
What we want to emphasize, what I've emphasized this before, is that the E aspect of monitoring and evaluation, normally called M&E, is absent in speeches, is absent in action. When people are talking of monitoring, most times they will always say we are doing monitoring and evaluation, but evaluation from our own assessment and from what these people have done, which is a readiness to do evaluation, it's pretty low, if not lacking.
The consultant Edith Abibi Kabita identifies some challenges: shelters, weak institutional structures, limited leadership support, and inadequate staffing and technical capacity in many M&E offices across the country. Organizational capacity gaps were also highlighted, with calls for more training, better tools, and stronger coordination mechanisms.
And as most of you all know, evaluations are either done on an ad hoc basis or they are done to fulfill the requirements of donors or development partners. And this kind of means that the structuring is a bit limited when it comes to MDs in themselves doing evaluations to track the progress, to collect learnings, and to improve the evaluation system as it goes.
Participants expressed optimism that the guidelines and development plan, once finalized and implemented, will create a more enabling environment for M&E practitioners, ultimately enhancing transparency, accountability, and impact across government programs. For SABC News, Esther Nene Kamara reporting.
The management of the regional hospital in Makeni is assessing the damage following a fire incident that destroyed the special care baby unit at the hospital. The accident occurred in the early hours on Friday. The SLBC correspondent in Makeni said there was no fatality and the cause of the fire has not yet been established. From Makeni, Asan Foyer reports.
The building seemed to be in shape. However, every equipment was burnt down to ashes. According to sources, the fire started at the nurses' bay and then quickly spread to the entire unit. With effort from the workers on duty and community members, it was contained after several efforts to reach out to the fire force failed.
When the fire started, we immediately moved the kids to another unit. All the babies that were in the unit, there were 16 of them. 16 babies, no casualty, all of them were moved. And immediately the fire was almost contained. We started moving the babies also to the sister hospital, the Holy Spirit Hospital, which is closer by. We've moved all 15 of the babies there. One of the babies, the parents was apprehensive and all that, so he took his baby away, but we are trying to encourage him to bring the baby back. So for now, when we moved the baby, we came with our team, our staff are here, our doctors, nurses, and other support staff, we are all here to ensure that the babies get the adequate treatment that they've been receiving in our facility.
Dr. Joseph Kamanda Sisi, medical superintendent and specialist in charge of the hospital, he said they would continue to engage and consolidate with the required stakeholders to get back to normalcy. There has been a series of closed-door meetings with authorities and partners on the way forward. Dr. Mustafa Kaba, Deputy Chief Medical Officer for Clinical Services.
The hospital facility was burned, the equipment were burned, and we are trying to build it up again. But in the interim, what we are doing is we're going to create another unit, another space, at least to host 10 babies within the next 48 hours, so that at least if there is a new delivery occurring within the next 48 hours, we'll be able to take care of them at the Makeni Regional Hospital.
He said they will continue to do assessment into the cost of what have been destroyed and then proceed to map out a better way to rebuild and set up. Speculations have pointed to fluctuation of electricity, yet the true cause of the fire has still not been ascertained by an expert.
Worldwide and partners have handed over a solar-powered irrigation scheme to the people of Makasi community, Poultry district, under the project titled Food and Nutrition Security through Equitable and Climate Smart Food Systems. The overall goal of the project was to increase vulnerable households' resilience to food and nutrition insecurity in Foindu and Makasi in the Poultry district and Tonkolele district. Moses Conte tells us more.
Makasi community, a small village located in the northern province, Poultry district, has been depending on agriculture as a source of living, but for far too long they have been faced with numerous challenges such as access to water for farming, especially in the drying season. But with the Yoti Yoti project has helped to change the narrative. The project was aligned with government's Feed Saloon initiative, supporting effort to enhance food security and climate resilience in Sierra Leone. Deputy Minister of Agriculture, Sir Hemond, said the intervention was timely for the people of the community, adding that the facilities would expose farmers to the corporate world. He called on the community people to upkeep the facilities, highlighting its importance for not only Makasi community but also the country as a whole. The irrigation includes drilling of 2 boreholes and construction of 2 elevated towers, which is sufficient for irrigating a 3-acre land for IVS per day. Country Director, Concern Worldwide, Davina Jeffrey, said the handing over of the solar-powered irrigation scheme to the people of Makasi community marks a significant milestone in their collective efforts to enhance climate-smart food production and sustainable agricultural practice in the country.
We've just been down to see the farmers who have been planting vegetables, and I think it really shows what can be done with a bit of support to community development, because I'm sure that we've heard that production is much higher than it was before, that the community is able to make lots more money, which inevitably means a better future for the children of this community.
Amidst processing palm oil, they are also engaged in rice, vegetable production, among others. Local farmers and residents expressed deep appreciation to Concern Worldwide for the intervention, adding that during the drying season, farming was difficult for them, stating that most of the main water sources in the community got dried up, describing this intervention as a dream come true.
Well, this project don't have benefit for me.
This project has brought huge benefits for us. Out of what they taught and provided for us, I was able to plant and harvest 5 bags of cucumber. Since the inception of these facilities, many villagers have gone into farming, and it has helped us a lot.
What he then show me, now I don't begin see the benefits now. I don't plant kogubaya, I don't harvest 5 bags.
The project, titled Food and Nutrition Security Through Equitable and Climate Smart Food System, is a 5-year project spanning from 2023 to 2027. The project was designed to directly target 21,000 people living in condition of extreme poverty across Tonkolele and Poultry district. Moses Silikonto reports for SLBC.
Kossoh Town, Western Rural District, have been provided with a water facility to enhance access to clean and safe drinking water for the community. The support was made available by a philanthropist, Madam Daphne Fantamadi Bangura. The initiative aimed at alleviating the water challenge they have been faced with during the dry season. Aminata Fofana reports.
In her remarks, Mrs. Bangura highlighted that her decision to support the community stemmed from her personal experience working in the community during a construction project where she faced similar water constraints. She said she provided the hand-dug wells for the Kossoh Town community, strategically placed to ensure accessibility of water for all residents. This initiative builds on a track record of providing wash facilities in other communities.
I see people struggling for water, so I had to speak with the community elders and told them I would like to do something for the community in remembrance of my grandfather and my mom, so their legacy will not just die. So I decided to do 2 boreholes for the community.
Before this intervention, residents were constrained to access clean and safe drinking water, especially during the dry season. Many expressed profound gratitude for Mrs. Bangura's timely intervention, which has significantly eased their daily burden.
The way I feel today, we will get this water from then this year, we then begin start this. And I made the water for say because I made a big yard Kossoh Town. So this, I feel happy.
Edman Kossoh Town community and members of parliament also expressed their appreciation for this meaningful contribution. They urged residents to protect the water catchment areas and refrained from indiscriminate deforestation, citing its impact on climate change.
According to the climate change, the dams we dam be located, as I tell you no more now, are well exposed. So now we depend on follow do another one inside the forest.
This gesture resonates with the well-known saying water is life, as it underscores the importance of clean water in fostering healthier and more sustainable communities. SLBC News, Aminata Fofana.
Amenities is an old reality for many Sierra Leoneans, most of those in the rural communities. The people of Mabeakay village choir in the Western Area Rural District have long struggled for a school, hospital and access to clean drinking water. The village, which is home to approximately 500 people, is calling for urgent government intervention to address these pressing issues. The SLBC's Aminata Bangura traveled to Mabeakay and compiled this report.
One of the most pressing concerns for the people of Mabeakay village is lack of school and healthcare facilities. Each day, children in the town have to walk several kilometers to the nearest school. Many parents cannot afford the transportation costs, and the dangerous journeying through bushes and streams crossing poses significant risk to people, especially during the raining seasons. Mabeakay is also faced with the issue of a health center. Residents need to travel long distance to seek medical attention in other towns, for Mile or Waterloo. During emergencies, this can mean a life or death situation for a patient who need immediate medical attention, particularly for pregnant women. Fatmata Bangua, breastfeeding mother, said those in need of urgent medical care are usually forced to walk about 4 miles to the nearest health center. She said this precarious situation has resulted in tragic outcomes, such as pregnant women having to deliver on the way to the hospital, whilst critically ill individuals sometimes give up before reaching the hospital.
The hospital no dey around here. Walk from here till Gona Junction, bike me enter
The headman also underscored the problem with access to clean drinking water in the village. He said there are no proper water facilities. They rely on hand dug wells and stream water for drinking and other domestic purposes.
The health center, particularly the health center, naturally and bogwi na too much, because at least we woman get belly na. The time we they say for take and go to an hospital and wherever they don't see any woman so far we don't get belly enough for born na us. So to time we they say for let drive and bike for let them go to an hospital, go too easy on that time because at times for let get bike safe. Easy, and the place far, the hospital is far.
Residents like Aminata Kamara spoke of the limited economic opportunities in the community, which are severely limited due to this absence of a market, adding that they struggle to sell their agricultural products and other businesses. Chairlady Zainab Bangura called on government to come to their aid.
Try for send to the Papa government and now to the Waro then get for see me now for let them sorry for let them try for help we for hospital and school and water and business money for let we able get them na this community. Law no they pan strainers with two picking them. So now then they try for talk for let Papa government to the other and then now where then they help we for let them try help we for that side the hospital, school and market side for make markets. So all them thing in the water.
A social worker, Samuel Alpha Sisi, who has been in the village for a few weeks, said the area has huge potential like infrastructures and a sizable population. He also appealed to government and developmental organizations to support the village. In the midst of the challenges, Mabeakay community is making immense strength to champion their development. They have set aside a piece of land for the construction of school and health center. SLBC News, Aminata Bangura reporting.
Aminata Bangura, we now join the sports desk for the latest update.
Hello and welcome to the sporting updates that keeps you in the know. My name is Abdul Kabir and we begin with an exciting news in this edition. The Sierra Leone Tennis Association has announced its national championship for players across the country. This will serve as a revival to grow the game among many other things. Here is the update. This week-long tourney promises to showcase the nation's top tennis talent and marks a crucial moment for Sierra Leonean tennis stars. The championship will run from April 14th to April 26th for players across all levels. SLTA Technical Director Dr. Brian Conton described the championship as a fresh start for the lovely game and emphasized its crucial role in reigniting national enthusiasm for the game. He added that the tournament was more than just a competition. It was a celebration of the enduring spirit of tennis in the country.
The expectation for this one is to just have a first tennis competition which is structured, have the competitors come from the different tennis clubs in the provinces, and make sure that there is a competition from different age groups, different categories where people can compete. We just want to bring normalcy and sanity back to tennis.
A robust lineup of registered clubs is gearing up to compete for top honors, including the Hill Station Tennis Club, Wilberforce Tennis Club and Morningtown Tennis Club, among others. The championship, according to TD Conton, aims to enrich the competition and provide a platform for emerging talent to shine. He noted that they want to ensure that tennis talent from all parts of the country gets a chance to shine, as well as highlighting the SLTA's dedication to promoting the sport at all levels. The tournament will unfold at the Hill Station Tennis Court, among other venues throughout the week.
Once you have ensured that you have a good club system feeding into the nationals, then you cascade down to the next level and start introducing it into the schools and making sure there's a feeder system that will come up. But that is the next level, and it will probably be for 2026-27.
As the championship progresses, all eyes will be on the participating clubs and each vying for major titles. For tennis enthusiasts and the wider public, this tournament presents an unmissable opportunity to witness high-profile players and contribute to the flourishing of the sport in Sierra Leone. For these aspiring players in Sierra Leone, the achievements of Francis Tiafoe are not just a source of pride, but a tangible example of what is possible in tennis. They see in Tiafoe a reflection of their own heritage and a pathway to realizing their own dreams of competing at the highest levels of the sport someday. And in another development, the Leone Premier League Week 17 fixtures has been announced and players are getting ready for the all-important occasion. It will be a business as usual for them as they continue with the Premier League itself. And that's your spot, and thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.
Here to the spot desk for putting our reports together. Well, from there, that's how we draw the curtains of the news this evening. But before we go, a quick recap of a main point. Authorities have urged for calm after fire broke out on Saturday afternoon at State House, the office of the President. President Biyo has once again urged global leaders to prioritize urgent reforms of the Security Council, emphasizing that the current structure was outdated and no longer representative of the global community, particularly Africa. The President made the call at the official opening ceremony of the Antalya Diplomacy Forum in Turkey. And the National Monitoring and Evaluation Agency has convened a workshop to assess and strengthen the country's evaluation capacity. The meeting was focused on the National Evaluation Capacity Assessments, the National Evaluation Capacity Development Plan, and the draft National Evaluation Guidelines. Well, that's all we can share in this edition of the news that came to you from the Sierra Broadcasting Corporation from Freetown. I have been represented Esther Sako. Continue to stay with the public broadcaster, the SLBC, if you can. Goodbye.